But don't worry, with a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be Biara may fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 29 September 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
You worry. Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Marmy AC.
Kojo.
You know, breast cancer is a very, very big deal in our society, you know.
It is.
And men are often encouraged to help women, you know, to check for breast cancer and help them manage.
How was the last time you helped a woman do that?
Well, I'll have to check my calendar. But I'm wondering whether women should also be roped in to help men with prostate cancer.
They should. But how do we do that?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, since you are sure that you should.
Well, I don't know how we can physically do that, but I think that every woman should support their man to go for checkups, you know, and if they seem to have the condition, they should also encourage them, you know, physically, emotionally, and also, you know, push them. I mean, if you see something that can help them, you know,
if you see
their
something,
health.
say something.
Exactly.
When was the last time you did that?
Well, I haven't.
Okay. All right. Well, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total. By the way, I asked you that because we're talking about it today. So stay tuned. Maybe you get some tips on how you can help.
Of course, yes, I should. I have brothers, you know.
I didn't talk about brothers. 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. I'm sure your brothers heard that and thought, ew. Okay, the Joy Business Report coming up now, brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. And Africa World Airlines, touching Africa, touching the world.
Time for the Joy Business Report with me, Mamesi Nyamiche Thompson. In the headlines, the value of Ghana's economy reaches over 800 billion cedis ending June this year. But what could be the impact of this on foreign direct investments? We'll tell you why or how. Also, growing calls for government to work at reducing credit gone bad on books of banks after latest figures from the Bank of Ghana shows non-performing loans hit 20%, the highest in 5 years. An association of oil marketing companies warn more Ghanaians in the transportation business of petroleum products will soon be made redundant if invasion of Chinese operators are not halted. And we start. Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ichahine has advised government to work at reducing high interest rates to help bring down loans that have gone bad on the books of financial institutions. Figures from the Bank of Ghana show that non-performing loans in Ghana's banking sector surged to 20%, the highest in 5 years. Reacting to the development, Dr. Ichahine warned the situation could negatively affect the private sector if banks are unable to lend to businesses.
Well, until the economic condition improves, that's the first thing. We've had it before. I mean, in the 80s, we had this challenge. But when the economic condition improved, I mean, if you go and check, I think, 2062 rate, we had the lowest non-performing, I think, 6%, because the economic condition was okay. Inflation was okay. Interest rate was down. But as we see now, interest rate is not going to get down, because the way government is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, it makes it very difficult for the bank to get cheap money. What we call crowding out. The treasury bills that the government is crowding out the bank of deposit utilization. And therefore, that cost will have to come into play when you're lending into money. And that will lead, there is a correlation between that leads into higher non-performing loans. I'm not worried because we saw it some time ago and it's now coming back. I mean, next quarter, it will possibly go to 24.
Now, Ghana's economy is now valued a little over 800 billion Ghana cedis, and in June this year. This was captured in the latest Bank of Ghana's economic and financial data. But what could be the impact on investment attraction into Ghana? There's more in the following Business Desk report.
In June last year, the economy was valued at around 600 billion cedis in monetary terms. The jump in value to 800 billion cedis in June 2023 can be linked to the recent pickup in economic activities over the past year. But based on recent IMF projections that the Ghanaian economy may grow by over 1.5%, then there is the likelihood that the value could go up significantly by December. Well, this could have some implications when it comes to the per capita income. Also, it could influence capital attraction when it comes to foreign direct investments.
And that was a Business Desk report. Now, government says that it's poised to work on improving its revenue mobilization drive across all sectors of the economy. According to Deputy Minister for Finance, John Kuma, government is willing to partner other organizations to explore ways of expanding the tax net as well as address loopholes in the tax system. He spoke at the national closeout event of the Governance for Inclusive Development program organized by the GIZ.
I would like to highlight also the support we receive for other revenue-boosting reforms and international taxation, which included development of prescriptions to administer double tax treaties through the DTT administration manual and subsequent training of GRA staff, the development of an operational manual and human resource requirements to set up GRA's international tax unit to handle taxation of cross-border transactions have been very, very beneficial. I would also like to assure our partners, GIZ, government's commitment to work assiduously to sustain the great legacies, the lessons, and good practices carved by the GovIT program.
John Kuma is Deputy Finance Minister. Now, the Association of Oil Marketing Companies is warning that Ghanaian operators in the transportation of fuel products will soon be pushed out of business due to influx of Chinese companies. The association has accused the National Petroleum Authority for allowing these companies to invade the sector solely reserved for Ghanaians. CEO of the association, Kweku Agyeman, stated that the situation is getting out of control.
We have over 5,000 tankers now, and even that, we realize that our industry is choked. So what a tanker can do within a certain period to be able to recover costs, we have to do all this. So for another set of tankers to come from somewhere, obviously it's going to make the business very not viable for us. The impact is obvious. Basically, we'll be out of business. There are a lot of the tanker drivers and the tanker owners will be out of business. They have been sustaining this industry for so many years. And I haven't heard anywhere, and I don't know, unless countries where foreigners hold their petroleum products. Remember, petroleum products are strategic issues. There's also security issues. We don't really allow anybody from anywhere to just be doing that job.
The Data Protection Commission has disclosed that about 800,000 business operators have failed to register with the Commission. The Commission will today embark on another enforcement exercise to clamp down on unregistered data controllers. Executive Director Patricia Eduse Poku explained that the Commission is embarking on the exercise to ensure full compliance with the law.
In the Data Protection Commission, still consider that the percentage of the public who are responsible for registering as data controllers compared to what is in our database is still very, very low. We have over 800,000 records of active tax-paying entities that have failed to register with the Commission. And this is why we have scaled up our mandate to enforce the law by doing these spot checks and visiting institutions that are falling foul of the requirements of this legal obligation.
You heard Executive Director of Data Protection Commission, Patricia Eduse Poku. The Minerals Income Investment Fund, MIF, is finalizing processes to invest about 300 million cedis in the ongoing Electrochem Ada Songo project. This is part of moves by the fund to ensure Ghana's mineral resources have adequate investments to succeed. As a precondition to the investment, Electrochem is expected to list on the Ghana Stock Exchange to allow many Ghanaian investors have shares in the company. CEO for the fund, Edward Nanaya Kranting, has been explaining explaining in an interview with Joy Business.
Played a very vital role in getting Asante listed. We've just about completed negotiations with Atlantic Lithium. That is part of the conditions. So Atlantic Lithium will list on the Ghana Stock Exchange. We're working on Electrochem, which is the Ada Songo salt project. That is, in terms of industrial salt, if that is well developed, that will be the biggest industrial salt industrial facility in Africa. Ada Songo is 41,000 acres. So we're looking at this condition, and we are conditioning the investment on it being listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
So Electrochem will be listed on the stock exchange?
Yes, Electrochem will be listed on the stock exchange if MIF is to finally invest.
So how much are you looking forward to invest in Electrochem?
We're looking to invest up to 300 million cedis, but we're still working the process right now. It's not a done deal.
Edward Yao Kurantin in an interview with my colleague Eben Sabote. Now, as part of measures to provide seamless service delivery to all its customers across the world, Access Bank PLC has launched the Universe campaign. According to the bank, the campaign will provide corporate entities and traders opportunities to use products of the bank in different countries. James Bruce is Executive Director, Wholesale Banking at Access Bank.
Following from trade, the most important thing has to do whether when you are trading, people understand the language of trade. So we have specialist desks that we have in the wholesale bank, which will help our customers broaden their universe. We have a Lebanese desk who basically handle that trade corridor. We have a German desk, and then we've recently established a French desk as well. All of these have French-speaking, German-speaking specialists who would help you in terms of structuring your trade, help you talk to your business partners on the other side, and also help you in case you need any other support both ways. You cannot trade if you cannot speak the language.
James Bruce is Executive Director, Wholesale Banking at Access Bank Ghana. On Investor Eye Today, it is always important to diversify your investments to reduce the risk of losing in the capital market. Let's listen to Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete.
That no matter how good the returns are, you still must respect the principle of diversification, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and there's a false move, you lose everything. Okay, so I think we need to revisit the issue of how we invest and how we ensure that we avoid concentration risk. What is really happening with this domestic debt issue is that the issuer, in this case the government, had issues. If, let's say, it was a corporate, a company that issued a bond, and it also had issues, you would also have, and you had invested in the bond. So the point really is, when you are investing, you need to understand who the issuer is, especially if it's a debt instrument like a bond. You need to understand who the issuer is. You need to understand the risks that you are exposing yourself to.
Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete, and that takes us to the commodities market, where crude oil went up to open trading at $97 a barrel. Gold is selling at $1,875 an ounce. Cocoa lost $84 and trading at $3,417 a ton. And on the currency market, the cedi is going for 11 cedis, 55 pesos against the US dollar, and is trading or selling at 14 cedis, 85 pesos to the pound, and trading at 12 cedis, 38 pesos to the euro. And that's it for the Joy Business